Okay, guys, and I am back. And of course, we just discussed that we'll say Palom has discovered this. So let's take off all this because you already know about that. Done. And so now what happens is we're going to have, since the room has been discovered, there's a lock on the door. And she would be perfect now to do this. And we're going to talk about lock picking in the game. Know that this mechanic you're seeing is going to be used in other aspects of the game. And I want to surprise you with that. So it's good that we're learning this right now so you already know how this is. Okay, so this is one side of a lockpick token. There is 10 lock-picking tokens inside the game. What you're going to do is, now that this is discovered, we of course have to pick the lock. You're going to take all of these tokens, these 10, put them into a mug or a bag. And I love that mechanic where you you put your hand in and you pull out a token. That's exactly what this is. So let's say, can you see my flasher? Let's say there's a bag here. We're reaching inside, and we pull out one of these tokens, and we look on the other side, and it's this. So check that out. It's actually like the inside of a lock. And let me explain this for you. Okay, so here, see the times 3? This is how many attempts that you have to pick that lock. However, we're going to go back to Palom because you can add your lock picking attribute. See this right here? Of course, she's a rogue. She's awesome at this. She's going to be able to add +2 to those attempts. So she's going to have 5 attempts to pick that lock. Makes sense, right? She's a rogue. She's awesome at that. We're going to shoot over to our barbarian. No, look at him. He's -2. Barbarians are not very good at lock picking at all. So if he attempted this, what she's going to attempt, you'd have to -2 from those those chances, and he will only have 1 attempt. And again, it's thematic and it makes total sense because a barbarian they don't know how to pick locks, but of course our rogue does. So what happens is, and this is, I think that people are really going to enjoy this. This is almost like a game in itself. What you're going to do is, the lockpicking mechanic I designed has you take the red D6, the green D6, and the blue D6, and we're going to bring those on the screen. These aren't the ones from the game. And let me find what these are at on my control panel thing, and boom, dice. There you go. These are just some stock dice. The dice are not going to look like this in the game. So notice, there's the red D6, there's the blue D6, and the green D6 and the blue D6. Now see the numbers here? What that means is, when you use an attempt, and this is you just spend 1 action for this. This is all done in succession. So 1 action, you can keep doing this. So let's say that Palom's here. She's going to pick the lock. She's going to take these dice and roll all 3 of them. So let's just say this red one already says 6 on top. Let's say that the blue and the green one said 1, and the red one said 6. Okay, well, this part of the lock has been successfully picked. So what we're going to do is we're going to set that red die aside. She has successfully picked that part of the lock. So with her, lock picking of +2, and then, it did have 3 attempts here. She used 1, so she has 4 attempts left. So let's say she rolled so once the red die is set aside, that's kind of locked in. You've locked that part of the lock. So she's going to roll just then the green and blue D6. So let's just say on the green D6, 5 came up and a 2 came up on the blue. Again, she successfully, picked the next part of the lock. She would take the green D6 that, said, that the result was 5, set that with the red. So she only needs 1 more. So let's say that she rolled, on her 3rd attempt, right? This is her 3rd attempt. She rolled a 6. She successfully picked the lock. That's lock picking in Dungeon Crusade. That's how it works. It's a very fun mechanic, actually. So what happens then? And the reason why, this is tough to get into these rooms because of what you're going to see, what's inside of these rooms. But before we show you what's inside these rooms, let's say that she didn't have luck. Let's say that she only got maybe 2 of those, and on her last attempt, the blue die, she kept rolling 1. Okay, you remember the lock token? That goes back on there and stays there. She has broken the lock on the secret door, and no longer can that lock be picked. So that secret room is lost for the rest of the game. That's Dungeon Crusade. Now, you can house rule that how you want, but that's how, to me, I think that's thematic. You broke the lock, well, tough luck. You can't break the door down. That's all there is to it. It's done. However, she did pick the lock. So let's get rid of some of this stuff here. And let's get rid of the dice. So hopefully you learned, a little bit about that. So now she can enter into that chamber and find out what's inside. There's 2 outcomes inside of a secret room. You're either going to find this, a treasure chamber. So let's zoom in on this. Oh, this art you're seeing, the amazing Dean Spencer, and I asked him to paint a treasure chamber. So that's what this is, and we could see that she would find 2,000 gold. That's a lot. Treasure chambers usually have a lot of gold in them, so you're doing good if you find that. However, and this is of course a deck of cards that you draw. Let's say that she, shuffled the deck and drew, and this came up. This is a desolate chamber. You have discovered, or you have found a desolate chamber. Notice the dead guy in the throne and the awesome little rat on top of the skull. It means you found a desolate chamber. It's completely empty. Again, you never know what you will find in Dungeon Crusade in secret rooms. There's other things in the secret room, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned about secret rooms. I hope that excites you. It's a very fun mechanic. So we learned about lockpicking and secret rooms. We have one last thing to talk about, and you're going to like this. Crates. I'm going to stop this. We're going to get one more video out, and we'll wrap it all up. And before I go, again, I hope you like this whole new extended series, the new format, and you've learned something about Dungeon Crusade. And believe me, there's lots more. We've not even scratched the surface on this game. But this is some fun stuff I could show you tonight. Okay, one more video, and then we're going to wrap it up. Talk to you in a few.